Hey, my friends, coming at you today, Jeremiah Krakowski here, and I want to talk about loving yourself and encourage you to love yourself more. And this isn't a conceited, narcissistic, arrogant, putting other people down to elevate yourself type of a thing. In fact, that's a lack of self-love. That is the opposite of it. That's complete insecurity, trying to get other people to validate you by proving that you're better than other people. We're not talking about that type of a thing. What I'm saying is that when you know who you are, when you know the value that you bring to the table, when you realize that you are worth being valued and you are valuable, you are special, that everybody that comes in contact with you is blessed to meet you, and you make those affirmations that you remind yourself of every single day, that you allow yourself to see yourself the way that those that love you best see you, and put that into every part of your life, that you love yourself. Many of us were raised that was bad to do. Many of us were taught that we need to shrink back, that we need to make ourselves small and elevate other people above ourselves, to not threaten others, to not shine brightly, to not put ourselves out there, and that we better not think more highly of ourselves than anybody else. And then we twisted that to think, well, I better be self-critical, guilty, shameful, afraid of being prideful, fearful of even respecting and knowing the greatness that's inside of us, that we wouldn't let that come forward because we were taught that it was bad. And then in our lives, when we go out there to build a business, when we go out there to help people, we wonder why we struggle to communicate our value and our worth to other people, because we're spinning these stories and these beliefs in our head that it's bad to love ourselves, to think of ourselves as great and valuable, when in fact that's the very thing that you need to do to reach your goals. I want to encourage you today to start loving yourself more, to start taking care of yourself more, to start putting yourself on the priority list in your life more, to start making yourself a priority. Yes, we care for other people. Yes, we have mentors and people in our lives that can speak into our lives, but we don't worry if other people speak a critical word or say things or are upset with us about what we're doing in this process. And that we know that inside of us, what our value is, what our worth is, what our identity, and that when we're connected with God, that when we're connected with what God says about us, that worth, knowing His worth, is how much we are worth, and it's limitless. When you do this, you become connected to limitless possibilities in your life. Many of you might be wondering why you're spinning around in circles and struggling to reach your goals, struggling to get traction. Start loving yourself more. Start thinking good things about yourself. Start declaring and making affirmations for yourself every single morning, and start treating yourself with the same kind of respect that you treat others with, like your best friends treat you. And maybe you don't have any good friends around you. Start surrounding yourself with people that are your cheerleaders in your life, and start loving yourself more. If you start doing this, your life will start to change. Your life will start to transform. You will step out of a place of fear and worry and wondering, am I good enough? Can I close a deal? Am I struggling financially this month? What do I need to do next? Into, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm headed. I have the confidence that nothing is impossible, and I can reach my goals because I know inside of me what the truth is about myself. My friends, you have to start loving yourself. You have to start speaking affirmations over yourself. You might not be experiencing the life that you want right now. You may not have a reality that matches what you're going to affirm and declare in your life. And maybe somebody told you that declaring that stuff before you're experiencing it is bad. Again, I'm sorry that people have lied to you your whole life. They lied to me my whole life. I believed for so long that it was bad to affirm stuff, that everything, that my worth was only based on how I performed and what I did, when the truth is that my value is unlimited because I know who I am and I know whose I am. And when you know who you are and whose you are, and you start loving yourself and you start treating yourself with respect, nothing is impossible. Limitless possibilities become possible. And then, boom, put it into massive action. Take action. You got that vision in your life. Put some urgency behind it. Start jumping into that thing that you've been putting off for 5 years. Start taking action. Shrink it down to what's the next step to do. When you start taking action as a form of self-care and as a form of self-love, and you start doing things in your life that will grow your business because you love it, because you know where you're going, it will change everything for you. You're not trying to get validated by other people. You're not trying to prove your worth. You know your worth, and you execute from that place of knowing it already. That confidence. I have a podcast that I just put out this week all about that. And I think it's really going to help so many of you transform your lives and start to walk in true confidence in your life. Confidence does not come from what you accomplish, contrary to popular lies and myths that people tell people. Do we have pride in what we've accomplished? Absolutely. But you have to start to have confidence, my friends, in who you are inside before you take action and jump into it, knowing that you can accomplish it, trusting the process and walking it out in your life and walking forward towards your goals. Stop waiting until everything works out the way that you think that it should before you have confidence. Start to have it today. That comes from declaration. That comes from focusing on knowing your greatness, knowing what's inside of you, and walking that out and living that out as the full reality in everything that you do. And when you do that, when you step into that, when you walk in that place, things will start to come together for you. And you may not believe that right now. You may not believe that watching this. In fact, you may have 1,001 reasons why you don't believe that what I'm saying is true. That's okay. Try it. Put it to the test. Start making affirmations. Start making declarations in your life. And then start walking them out with tenacity and fervor. Get yourself stirred up. Start doing something that you love in your life. When's the last time that you did something fun in your life that was a quote-unquote waste of time for the fun of it in your life? Come back to that childlike wonder of doing things for fun. Build your business for fun, as who cares if it produces a result? Who cares if it gets a result? That's what I do. That's how I encourage every client that I work with, every client that I coach. And the ones that have made 7 and 8 figures, they got that. And it manifested that level of income in their life. And they were stuck before they were doing that. And everything unlocked, coming from that place of childlike wonder and faith, and taking faith steps forward in their business. Do we care about strategy? Do we care about what's going to get the sales? What's going to get the money in? What are the methodologies and the copy and how you do that? Absolutely. And walking people through how we frame things and structure and communicate to close more sales. But you got to have boldness and courage to do what you've never done before. And that has to come from within. Nobody can teach, train, or coach that into anybody. It has to be caught. It has to come from inside of you, my friends. So hopefully this encourages you today. If you haven't yet, schedule a free 15-minute call with me on my website, jeremiahkrakowski.com/free call. I'd love to talk with you about where you're at in your business and how to take it to the next level to help you start making